What is up, ladies and gentlemen, and beautiful people of the Crasher community? How are you guys doing today? We're back with a new video on the channel. Thank you very much for tuning on in, you absolute legends. And ladies and gentlemen, it feels like it has been a hot minute since I last came at you guys with a video. The news well has run a little bit dry, but oh boy howdy, the well has been filled up, the well has returned, and we got something really big to talk about because it involves the continuation of Palworld versus Nintendo. Palworld fights Nintendo lawsuit by claiming Pokemon's patents aren't original. The Palworld and Nintendo lawsuit isn't slowing down, with Palworld fighting back against the legal action by claiming they're not the only ones to copy Nintendo's patent. When Palworld was released, it was quickly linked to Pokemon with gameplay similarities, as players can throw Pal Spheres to catch Pals and use them in battle or create items. Shortly after it was released, Nintendo filed a lawsuit against Pocketpair, the developers behind Palworld. Pocketpair refuted the claims, sharing that they'll be fighting the suit as much as possible and continue to do so. Now we've got the first major glimpse at Pocketpair's defense, which argues that the patents in suit shouldn't have been granted, as multiple games already use the features that Nintendo are suing for. In Pocketpair's argument, as shared by GamesFray, they explained that Nintendo's patents in suit shouldn't have been granted initially, as there were prior games released before the date the patent was made that cover what Nintendo claims to have invented. Pocketpair highlighted similar games to back up their invalidity contentions. These included their previous titles, Craftopia, Rune Factor 5, Titanfall 2, and Pikmin 3 Deluxe, all of which allow players to release or capture a monster or item and fire it in a specific direction. This directly links to one of Nintendo's patents in suit, which details capturing characters by releasing fighting characters or monsters or capture balls. They also used the Nukamon mod for Fallout, Octopath Traveler, and Monster Hunter 4G to argue the irrelevancy of their other patents in suit, which focuses on capturing characters. Lastly, their defense references Ark and The Legend of Zelda in regards to the patent that highlights the smooth switching of riding objects. Pocketpair is arguing that so many other games have used the same features, which were already known elements of games before Nintendo filed the original patent application. Currently, Nintendo and the Pokemon Company are each seeking 5 million yen plus late payment fees, but their response to the defense remains to be seen. Now, I've said this before, and I'll say this again, and this right here is my opinion, and I will stand on this sword here. I think this entire thing revolves around jealousy. I think Nintendo is actually jealous of the success that Palworld obtained upon release. Especially seeing how they are specifically going after Palworld and nothing else. Not that they should be going after anyone else for something as broad as a game mechanic or a feature, but I'm just saying. Now let me also reiterate this. You are 100% within your right to protect your IP. If there is an entity of any kind that is infringing upon your IP, you have every single right to defend it. However, that's not the case here, because this right here, all of this right here, revolves around patents, and the patents in question, the biggest patents in question, I should say, are very vague and very broad game mechanics and or features that countless of other games have used. Like, I hope everyone here understands that if this lawsuit was to go into the favor of Nintendo, this right here is going to set a very bad precedent for the future of gaming, because A, this right here is going to stifle creativity when it comes to the creation of future games, and also, this right here is most likely going to incentivize more jealousy and incentivize other game studios to go down the same or similar routes, just because they want to weed out the competition. Like, Nintendo, if this is how it's going to be, then you should be sued by Wizards of the Coast that produced Dungeons and Dragons because of the leveling system. Because, need I remind you that while Pokemon came out in 1996, Dungeons and Dragons came out in 1974. Like, Nintendo has made a lot of enemies in the past, and let me just say this. this right here currently is not helping that. In fact, it's only going to make things worse for Nintendo and their reputation. Like, I just get so sick and tired of this type of shit where you have people or entities in power throwing their power and their weight around and bullying others just for entertainment and amusement. Like, this right here is not okay. And as much as I enjoy Nintendo games, I honestly hope that Nintendo loses this lawsuit, so that way they get humbled and taken down a few pegs. Otherwise, if they end up winning, like I said earlier, this is going to set a bad precedent in more ways than one. But with that being said though, these right here are just my own opinions and assessments on the topic. What do you guys think? Do you agree with my takes? Do you disagree with my takes? And what are your guys' thoughts and opinions overall on this subject here? Whatever your thoughts and opinions happen to be, ladies and gentlemen, I always love to hear back from you amazing legends in the comments down below. Thank you very much for watching, and have yourself a damn good one.